I'm Aleady.
I'm Dr. John.
And here we are for number 23.
Oh, enough already.
Yep, hit it. At the table.
Maybe.
Get better.
Dropping knowledge bombs on the mic while Dr. John keeps it straight and making sure it's tight together.
Dr. John.
Podcast you will so fly, bringing truth and wisdom, reaching for the sky.
Alrighty.
Here we are.
And?
Well, tonight we're going to just kind of talk about the implosion of the Kamala Harris campaign, which is...
It's pretty crazy, isn't it?
I love it.
And now it's broken down to where Trump's Hitler and he's a fascist. And
That's all they
pretty
got.
much all they got the campaign on now.
Oh, they got the abortion thing, too. That's what they're doing in Texas, talking about women's rights.
Well, and they got that. And Trump is Hitler and he's fascist.
Yep.
Which makes all us little Hitlers and fascist.
So basically, right, we're not deplorables anymore.
No, we're not
little
deplorables anymore. We moved up to fascist.
Right. So basically all they did, John, was just pulled out the same playbook they had in 2016 and 2020. We all know how 2016 ended up, and they stole 2020. So, you know.
And just in case you play a Kamala video, I'm ready for that word salad right there, baby.
Some of her words of wisdom are quite enlightening.
Because I'm having trouble choking it down. I need a little dressing. If you're going to play any of them.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to play any of them. I mean, it's good for comedy relief, you know. I mean, sometimes you got to fix things when they're broken.
The woman will not answer a question. Nothing. She will not answer a question. She dances around and says a bunch of mumbo jumbo. You know, I know we need. There's things that need to be done, and we know we got to do those things because they haven't been done, but we're going to do them.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to do. And I'm going,
right.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
And she's saying that to leftist media, Anderson Cooper. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know.
I got a lot of things I need to do too. And they're not getting done, but I know I need to do them.
Did you see that video of Kamala and Anderson Cooper?
Yeah, you just showed it to me.
She was straight up pissed off. You know how you like sometimes you're saying stuff in front of relatives.
He really wants me to answer a question.
Like when you overheard your mom talking about your auntie or something like that, and you're repeating it back to your aunt in front of your mom, and she gives you that look. Shut your mouth, boy.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. I don't get it. I don't get how anybody could look at that and say, you know, she'd make a great president. Could you imagine that, talking to Putin?
I don't know who could possibly say she'd make a great president. If
Or
you're
Kim
voting
Jong-un.
for her, you got a screw loose or you're just brain dead and you're not paying attention if you're voting for
The
him.
good
You
news-
might be my friend and you're voting for.
Yeah.
You can still be my
You're
friend,
still
but I'm
dumbass.
going to lose respect for your intelligence if you
Absolutely.
vote for her. Even though if you are my friend, I'll be like, well,
The good news
I'm going
is,
to write you
John,
down here in the bottom and
is,
go, you're still my friend.
I think Trump's not even going to win not just the Electoral College this year, but I think he's going to win the popular vote too. They got him in a dead heat. And, I mean, he was like double digits behind Hillary at this point as far as the popular vote goes, and was way behind Biden as well in the popular vote. And the New York Times come out and said it's a dead heat as
I
far as
got
the
news for
popular
you,
vote
Ed.
goes.
I don't believe them.
Well, when you got...
I don't believe it's that close. I believe
No,
they're
I
lying.
don't. No, I totally. Well, they can't
believe they're
say,
lying.
dude, listen, these are left-wing magazines, left-wing media newspapers. They can't say Trump's leading. I mean, they would piss off every half you know,
I
all the
seen
people that buy
Marjorie
that
Taylor
shit.
down there today. They said somebody went in and voted, and they pulled their sheet out and it changed the votes that they voted for in the paper for them to turn in. So they went back to the machine, did it again, and it still changed the votes. And I looked it up, and then of course all the left-wing media. That's not true. That's not true.
Right,
that's not
right.
true. That's not true. Not true. Now, why would she get on the internet and say that if it wasn't true?
Well, I don't think Marjorie Taylor Greene would. I don't think any of them people
But
would.
the Dominion machine was changing the votes cast,
Right.
and then printing out something else.
Have you ever seen
And the person checked it. Now, how many people ain't checking it?
Right, just thinking it is
If
what it
it's
is.
good, I just go put it in. Don't
Right.
look at my paper to see what it
Well,
says.
you know, the Democrats in Georgia took the Republicans to court because they wanted the hand count. They wanted paper ballots and hand count, and they took them to court to keep that from happening.
Why does the Democratic Party fight every kind of rule that you can put on voting to make it correct?
Did you hear what happened in Virginia today?
No.
They removed 1,600 people that were not.
Oh, they went ahead and did it.
Yeah, they weren't. They've admitted that they're not American citizens, and somehow a federal judge somewhere, most likely appointed by President Sparklefarts himself, went against it, put them back on the voter rolls. Now they're appealing it.
Now,
I mean, we're
why?
we're 1 week away basically from the
I
election.
read they just cleared 450,000 votes out in Texas.
Right.
On the rolls.
Right.
Registration.
Well, different states have different rules as far as that goes. You know what I mean? And Governor Abbott's a little bit different. He's got more of a Republican backing in Texas than Youngkin does in Virginia. But all the same, that's just these guys are self-proclaimed immigrants. And
if you're
American
fighting
citizens.
every kind of rule there is, or anything to make the elections give them more integrity and make them more correct, and you're fighting everything about it, something tells me that you're trying to cheat.
Right. Well, that takes us back to the ID for voting. You
It's just
need an
plain
ID.
and simple.
You can't buy a pack of cigarettes without an ID, but apparently the Democrats want people to be able to vote without one. So we did a show about that.
They don't want the
it's
voter rolls
asinine.
inspected. They don't want anybody kicked off. They don't want to
Right.
have to show an ID. They don't want this.
They want to be able to cheat, and you go, okay, well, that's good.
Don't work in my house. I ain't accepting it.
Mine either.
It's going to get ugly if they let that happen.
Well, I kind of think that's what they're wanting, and that takes us back to last week's show with the 14th Amendment, and they're still talking that they're not going to certify.
Jamie Raskins can kiss
Well,
my
it
ass.
ain't even just Jamie Raskins. There's other Democrats now that are saying that they're going to use that to keep from certifying the election. And if you stop and think about it, if Kamala Harris loses, is she going to certify the election? I mean, it's going to be basically come down to her as president of the Senate, like it was on Mike Pence to certify the election. You know what I mean?
If she
gonna
does,
certify?
it'll take her about 45 minutes of word salad to get through it. And when they're done, they still won't know if he's certified.
And it'll be like this. I'd like to certify it, but I can't certify because I can't spell certify.
And I actually don't know what certify means, but
But it's a new word.
I'm feeling very
notice that?
unburdened by this.
You guys
but
ever notice when she laughs, her shoulders do that? I mean, it's kind of like the Joker on Batman. He does the same shit. You ever notice that when she laughs? Oh my God, dude.
I'm plugging my ears because I can't stand that.
When she was on the
anymore.
Anderson Cooper thing, she was the only one laughing. She was trying to. When they'd asked her like a question from the peanut gallery.
It's not a time to be laughing. You're supposed to be answering questions. And when you start laughing, that means we know that you don't have an answer, and you're going to make up a big bunch of bullshit, and that's going to be a lie. But you're never going to answer the question. But you sound good laughing to yourself.
My favorite part is, that's a very good question. I'm glad you asked it. And then she goes on a 5-minute thing with nothing about the question that was asked. And the guy that asked the question sits there and he's got this look on his face like,
And he's got this going. Oh, I need some of this.
he's looking
Gotta
around.
choke down this salad.
He's looking around for his paycheck for being there and is riding back to the hotel.
Glad I'm getting paid a lot of money to listen to this.
Oh my God. I don't know, man. It's just insane that people would even entertain the fact that, and think about it, if Kamala Harris wins, they're going to make a holiday, for her. We're going to have to listen to her name the rest of our freaking lives.
You're gonna make a holiday.
Oh, she's the first female president, blah, blah, blah.
Like Cackling Sunday.
You're right. That's exactly what it'll be. We just all sit around and laugh. As we're communists and starving to death. Because that's what's going to happen if she's elected president.
If she gets elected president, we're in trouble because they're going to come after people like us
Oh, yeah.
and anybody else that opens their
Oh,
mouth
yeah.
and be throwing us in jail.
Yep,
If
yep.
you don't think I'm serious, look at what they're saying.
Look what they're doing to Elon.
Freedom of speech is going to be gone. They're going to try and take everything away from us, and we're going to be subjects to them,
Back to the...
which we already are, but not as bad as what we're going to be.
Back to the Hitler's response, Hitler was never funny. Hitler never cracked jokes and stuff like that. Trump is freaking hilarious. You would have never seen Hitler at a McDonald's in fucking Germany making French fries.
No,
you just wouldn't know. You couldn't even make fun of him if you made fun of like him or Stalin or any of those guys. If you even made fun of these guys, they would have you killed. Literally.
They take little snippets of everything he says and put it all together and try to make some big lie out of it and go, he said this. I'm thinking, that's not what I heard. And that's not what he said. But the way you took this
Right.
part and that part and this
Right.
part and put it all together, you're making it say something completely else. And they're masters of it now.
Right.
of creating just it's propaganda.
It's absolutely
Pure and
propaganda. That's all it is. And Kamala Harris was on TV yesterday saying that Trump's just too exhausted to do the CNN town hall. No, Trump did 3 rallies that day in 3 different states. The man's 78 years old and can run circles around cackling Kamala with no problem. I guarantee it.
Well, Ed, I screwed up. We're gonna have a 3-minute, 2-second rant.
Oh, wow. That's going to be hard to come up with that extra 2 seconds, John.
You know what the rant is?
Yeah. We're going to rant about.
The Great American Hunt.
Yeah.
Talking about shopping.
Yep, and it is a hunt every time you go shopping because nothing's where they put it.
Well, it is where they put it, but it's where they put it after where they put it.
Right.
And then when they find out where they put it after they put it, I can't find where they put it. That's my Kamala.
I think they actually have people there that
More peanut gallery.
their job is to rearrange the freaking store every night once it closes.
I went into Menards. Sorry, Menards. I just don't like your store. You got a bunch of great stuff. But I had a customer order siding. I went and picked the siding up. He forgot to get the coil stock. I told dude, where's the brown coil stock? Oh, no, it's not here. It's over here in this little cubby. I says, where the hell are the nails for the coil stock? Well, they're over there in the center store by the fastener. I says, why can't they be with the coil stock? He says, well, that's not how corporate says to do it. We got to put them over there. And I go, okay. I said, well, where is this? I said, this should, oh no, that's going to be over there. And I'm going.
That's the same way with finding Pepsi in Walmart. I mean, it's in the 3rd different aisle in 3 different weeks.
But if I go back the next week, it'll be in a different damn place.
I'm hoping it's going to be back where it started.
And corporate figures, if I have to hunt around all over the place, I'm going to buy 5 or 6 other things while I'm looking. Bullshit. I'm not they call it shopping, but I'm not a shopper. I'm a
Go, Gary.
I'm gonna go get what I want and get the hell out of here.
Same. But when you have to search for it,
Then I'm in there for an
you're a
extra
shopper,
hour.
John. Now you come out with things you didn't want to get.
The only time I ever bought more stuff than I wanted was when I went to the grocery store hungry. That's a bad time to go because then I put a bunch of shit in the cart that we didn't need. And my wife says, you got to take that back. I said, you're right. But it was fun putting it in the cart. Then you can just put it back any old place.
Back in the day, I throw my cart up just in the goodies aisle. I have Oreos and fudge rounds, and then I quit smoking weed.
But why do they got to keep moving stuff?
I don't know. I think it's a trick. You know, it's a trick to get you to buy more shit.
I know it pisses everybody off because you go, oh, you run down there, and you go, oh, what's this? What is this? This ain't where my G.I. Joe with a Kung Fu grip was that I wanted to buy.
And Kamala's talking about, price controls on food. She just needs to control where they put it. They just put it wherever they
They'd save a
want.
lot of money if they left it in place because they wouldn't be paying people to move it all the time.
Right.
Prices probably come down. Quit moving your damn stuff. We're tired of it.
But if they left it in the same place, John, we'd know where it's at, and we wouldn't buy them fudge rounds when we walked by them, or the Oreos when we
We'll put them right by the door. Don't make me search all over the place looking for them.
Scott, you have that problem?
Go to the store, especially the material store.
No, we eat before we go.
Oh. That's a good idea.
Hey, let's try our Kamala Harris thing one time, see what the crowd does. Kamala Harris! Oh, we have a great studio audience tonight.
I know, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's growing. It's actually grown by 1 tonight, and that's awesome.
Yeah, we spent $30 on lunch a couple days ago and saved $150 at the grocery store.
You probably couldn't find it.
And it is
And
what
that's
it
a
is.
3-minute rant. Stores, quit moving your stuff around. I know corporate says you make more money if we hunt for it. You're just pissing us off and making us not want to come back.
Well, but we have to, because that's where the food is.
That's a long beeper.
Uh-oh. Dan, you gotta fix it.
Oh, that's because you got to hit stop.
Oh! Did you stop it or go ahead? All right.
Shut that bitch up.
Don't make me throw it. Okay, now, we talked about,
Let's ask the studio
Okay,
audience if they have a famous favorite Kamala quote you guys would like to throw out there. We've run across a few of them. Anybody? Kaylee? No?
I'm going to show you people how you check your vote here in
Trump is
Ohio.
Oh, yeah. Huh?
Trump
Okay.
is Hitler. He's a fascist.
Yeah, I kind of like that one too.
It's taken me a while. I'm a bad typer.
He's got big thumbs.
Okay, so you go to your Board of Elections here, you hit the website. I don't know if you can, oh, okay, you
Does that show
scroll down here. Just check your vote if you're early voting. You find absentee ballot status, right there. It says absentee ballot status. Type in your name, like I'm gonna type my name in here.
And you can type in anybody's
You
name.
could type anybody in your county's, in whatever county name that is.
Right. So if you have a relative that's deceased, recently, check and
Type
see
in
if
my
they.
name, I hit submit. There it is. It says voted 10/11/24.
For Kamala.
Cast in person, cast
No.
in, and it says processed. So
Yeah,
you can
it's been
check your
processed.
vote. I check my dad's vote daily because he just passed away last week, and I'm checking his vote every day to make sure he doesn't vote for a Democrat.
I've been checking mine for Medina County, and I haven't seen it yet, but I didn't go into the absentee part.
That's where you have to go absentee.
Okay,
And then
because it's not showing up.
if you got any other deceased relatives,
Yeah,
find
check-
the county they live in, check them out, make
Yep.
sure they're not getting voting Democrat.
Yeah.
And if they pass
you know
away,
they are,
they're
they
most
voted.
certainly voting Democrat. So you definitely want to get them off the voter rolls.
Anybody got any questions, email us or ask us, or what message is on the video. We'll explain that to you, but it's
Yeah.
really easy to check your vote.
Ed and Dr. John at gmail.
.com.
Real easy to get to. It'd be nice to get something on there from somebody, somewhere.
Well, we got 10 more minutes to waste.
Well, we got a crowd tonight.
What are we gonna talk about now?
I don't care. Anybody want to? Anybody? Scott, you got something to say?
Things that the Democrats do that they accuse Trump of.
That's everything we've been talking about.
Everything they do.
Yeah. What is it?
We're late to the
The
party.
lawfare?
But-
What do you want to talk about?
He's not a white supremacist.
No.
No.
He didn't say the white supremacists. What was that city? Where was it?
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Yep.
He didn't claim to be a white supremacist there. He said good people on both sides, but I do not agree with the white
And he's not
supremacists.
anti-Semitic. He's got a Jewish daughter and Jewish
Hell
grandchildren.
no, he's not.
He's
He's
the
not
one-
Adolf Hitler, for
He's
Christ's
the one that
sakes.
moved the embassy to Jerusalem.
All that crap has been debunked.
Everything.
Right.
You guys still believe in it. I
They
don't
still
get
bring
it.
it up.
They ignore the redaction on
Like
page
he's-
30 of the New York Times.
Kababble just said today that he's going to be a dictator on day one. Yeah.
And he wasn't a dictator on day one, his first term.
Well, he said it on Sean Hannity jokingly, just being typical Trump. He goes, I'm not going to be a dictator except day one when I close the border and start drilling for oil.
Yeah,
That's it.
Before
But
he owned Mar-a-Lago.
and that's kind of
Before that,
sarcastic.
It was forbidden for Jews and
And
blacks
blacks,
to
right.
go there. He bought it and he opened it up.
Yeah.
you know my
Tell
favorite.
me the man's racist.
You know my favorite story about Mar-a-Lago was when he bought it. He put a 50-foot flagpole out there, and the community went nuts about it. All the leaders in the community, and they were fining him $1,000 a day. So he negotiated, and it went on a long time. So he negotiated that he'd pay that fine as long as they'd give it to charity, and then he'd put in a 30-foot flagpole like they wanted him to. So he paid his fine, and then he brought in 20-foot worth of dirt and put his 30-foot flagpole.
Put a
on top of
20-foot
it.
base on it, put a 30-foot flagpole and said, there you go.
There you go.
It's 30 foot tall. Genius.
Genius, absolutely genius.
But I don't understand, and the media has taught you all to hate Trump. It's been a psyop, and,
Right.
and they've taught everybody, and they filled them full of lies, and people
Right.
believe it because they watch these news. And don't believe the shit you're seeing on the news.
And to think about it, the same people that hate him and talk bad about him absolutely love the man.
Let me see. Before he was
became
president, before he became a Republican, Al Sharpton loved him. Jesse Jackson
He-
loved him. All the black leaders loved him. Oprah Winfrey loved him. Everybody loved him. Oh, he was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Oh, he did all kinds of cameos in movies. Everybody wanted him.
He was-
and he became a Republican, and he turned into a fascist Hitler.
He was given an award from the NAACP.
Hitler didn't get one of those.
No, Hitler never got one. No, sir, he did not.
I'm sick of it. And the lion's got to end. And
I just
people
hope-
got to quit believing it.
I just hope when he becomes president, he doesn't privatize gas chambers.
Yeah, that'll be the next thing they'll be
That'd be
saying.
horrible, wouldn't it?
He'd be saying that. Oh, he's gonna.
Everything's just so absurd coming out of their mouths now. It's laughable.
Right.
It's just so absurd.
And they don't have much to stand on. They know she's going to lose, and they're trying to figure out how to cheat,
Oh yeah.
and they're going to do it.
Well, I
They're
think
gonna
it's
attempt
gotten.
it.
I think it's gotten too big to rig. To be honest with you, I mean, there's probably going to be pockets of cheating, and there always is. But the way the Republicans have handled the early voting and how they've all come out and still coming out, and it's in record numbers everywhere. And he's largely. I mean, he's in the lead in some places by like 120,000.
Well, the big time
votes.
podcasters like Rogan, Bongino,
Right.
the other guys you showed
Bongino
us,
had him last week. Rogan's got him tonight.
they're starting to get out there, and people are starting to listen to them and go,
Well,
"Oh my God, this is what's going
just
on,"
like I
instead of
said-
the news media.
Like I was telling you, tonight's the end of the news.
And us little
media.
time podcasters, we're spreading the
Yeah,
word too,
well,
but
yeah.
we just got a little following.
Yeah, we don't have big, I mean, but the people that follow us listen to us, and then they go find out for themselves, because we do not have stupid people that watch our show, John. They want to make their own decision, and they don't even take our word for it, and I'm glad.
And I'm glad. Go look. If
Yeah.
you find something we said wrong, tell us. But I don't believe we have.
But like,
I did make one mistake last week, though, in my speech when I said, "Well, don't judge Trump by his character." That's not what I meant, because I think he's got good character. But I mean, don't judge him by his antics that he does with his
Right.
tweets and whatever.
His mean
That's kind of what's
tweets.
getting at, because I think the man has fine character.
But
And I said, don't judge him by his character. I read that. I said, oh God, that's not what I wanted to say. So I'm making what do you call that?
an adjustment. A correction.
A retraction of last week's statement.
Redaction.
Redaction.
I just want to touch on one more
All I
thing.
know is I was burdened by it, but I'm not unburdened anymore because I made the redaction.
With Trump, what you see is what you get.
Right.
Yeah.
With Kamala, what you see is who she's talking
Yes.
to at that moment.
With the accents, with
She's
all
got
that
no-
stuff,
she's
everything
so
else.
fake.
But as I was saying before we started tonight, I told you that tonight's going to be the end of mainstream media, because
Yeah.
Rogan's got more viewers than
And Trump's going to be on there.
CBS, NBC, and ABC, and all them left-wing leaning propaganda agencies, and there's nothing, I'd say Rogan's right down the middle as far as political things go, you know what I mean? He didn't even like Trump until he actually met the guy, and then he realized, hey, this guy's actually kind of cool.
And Kamala wouldn't go on Rogan.
No, hell
She
no.
told him no.
Well, you know why, right?
Because he's going to ask her real questions, and he ain't going to.
They wanted the questions. If she was going to go on Rogan, they wanted the questions. And Rogan was basically, there isn't no questions. We just sit down and have a conversation. That's what we do on my podcast.
Yeah, and she ain't going to do that.
Hell no.
No teleprompter, nobody holding up cards.
Right. No assistance or anything.
You know about this Clinton and Obama and all these other presidents run around campaigning
Right.
for it
Never
with
seen
no
it in my
candidates.
life. Never seen it in my
You ever
life.
seen anything like that in your life? No candidate, and they're running around campaigning for
Well,
it.
she took 2 days off. Just,
And
12
Obama's almost starting to look like the half white that he is now.
He is that.
Nobody wants to claim that.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't claim it either. He's lost all respect. Even the people that like Obama and have realized that he did absolutely nothing for them. And it's blowing up in their faces, and I love it.
Go away, Barry. Nobody wants to hear from you.
Right. Take Big Mike with you.
Yeah.
Nobody cares what he says either.
And Bill, you're senile.
Well-
you got no clout.
Bill actually took a swipe at Kamala down in Georgia when they were talking about one of the people that were murdered by an immigrant. And he's like, well, if they would have vetted him right, I mean, he just totally slammed her.
If they would have vetted him, well,
I can't do
if
Bill.
they would have vetted him right, that wouldn't have happened.
Right.
And that's what I gotta say about that. Where's the chicken?
Have that pretty little blonde girl bring it to me.
Is Monica around so she can bring me over that chicken?
I'm not sure if he was there to support Kamala or just look for a date.
That's probably what he's doing, eyeballing up the candidates for a date.
Anyway, we're gonna call a show. What do you think?
You think we're done?
Well, I don't know.
Anything else
Anybody
good
else?
to say?
Steve Bannon's out in 4 days.
Steve Bannon's out in 4 days.
That's awesome.
Yes,
Another political prisoner.
Yep.
absolutely.
Yep.
Ed and I will be